In this lecture, we are going to talk a bit more about wrapper class methods. So first of all, we are able to use the compare to method that's going to compare two integers. As you can see here, we define a given integer with value 10, and we are able to compare it with other integers. And if the return value of this method is equals to 1, it means that this integer is greater than the argument. If the return value is equals to 0, it means that this integer has the same value as the argument itself. And if the return value is -1, it means that the integer, so in this case 10, is smaller than the argument we specify here. So the return value of this compare to method has three possible values: +1, 0, or -1 accordingly. So if we run it, as you can see, the first value is 1, which means that 10 is greater than 9. The second result is 0, which means that 10 is equals to 10, of course. And -1 means that 10 is smaller than 11. So we are able to use this compare to method. It is quite powerful. So when you are implementing, for example, your own data structures from scratch, you have to use this compare to method very, very often. Okay, let's talk a bit about boolean variables. We have a b variable with value true, then b2 with value false, and b3 with value true. Again, we can use this compare to method, and as you can see, it is going to return 1, 0, or -1 accordingly. So if b is true and b2 is false, it is going to return +1. If this value is true and the argument is true, then we return 0. And -1 means that the b2 is false, so this value is false and the argument is true. By the way, we don't use the compare to method on booleans usually, but as you can see, you can do it without any issue. Okay, then we have the equals method. The equals method determines whether the number object that invokes the method is equal to the object that is passed as an argument. We are going to talk a lot more about the difference between the equals and the double equal sign operator in the coming lectures, so it's going to be clear. At the moment I is equals to I2, what does it mean that 10 is equals to 10? Okay, as you can see, it has the value true. Because I3 has the value 9, 9 is not equals to 10, so that's why it's going to be a false. We can use the equals method on booleans to check whether the true value has the same logical value. So b has the value true, b3 has the value true, so true is equals to true, that's why we have a true. And of course, true is not equals to a false, so this is why the result is a false. So we can use the equals method and the compare to method because of the wrapper class. So this is why it is good to have wrapper classes and objects, because we can use these methods quite easily. We can use the ceil and the floor methods. So if we have a double 9.51, then the ceil is going to yield the ceiling. So the ceil is 10, so it's going to round up the value. The floor is going to do the opposite. It's going to round down the value, so that's why the value is 9. We can use the round that's going to round up the value as well, so 20.59 is equals to 21, okay. We can get the minimum and we can get the maximum out of two values. So for example, we have 9.51 and 20.59. The minimum is going to yield the smaller value, the maximum is going to yield the greater value. And with the help of the random method, we are able to get a random value within the range 0 and 1. If you are familiar with Monte Carlo simulations or cryptography or neural networks, then generating random numbers is extremely crucial. So this is why it is advisable to check math that's random as well. That's going to generate a random value within the range 0 and 1. As you can see, in this case, it generated 0.9474 and so on. So we can generate random numbers. By the way, these are pseudo-random numbers. If you are interested in cryptography and what's the difference between true random numbers and pseudo-random numbers, then check out the course on cryptography. Anyways, it is extremely crucial to be able to generate approximately random numbers. These are called pseudo-random numbers, and we can do it with the help of the math.random method. Okay, so that's all about the most important methods as far as wrapper classes are concerned. Thanks for watching.